As the sun sets here in the United States, so too have we reached the horizon of this year's 5-digit United States Cup. We started back in June with 36 states, over 200 players, and now over these past 61 matches, we've seen giants fall, stars rise, and dreams both crushed and delivered. Now, here, we're down to just two teams, 12 players. It's New Jersey and Southern California, both vying for their first gold here today. Welcome to the grand finals of the 5-digit United States Cup of 2026. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome again to the grand finals of the 5-digit United States Major League. I am Hydro, joined here today by Justin and Valeen. Feel free to introduce yourselves, guys.
Hello. I'm also going up casting here on this fine evening for me. I guess maybe late night for the folks on the East Coast side, and very much an interesting matchup here between the West Coast and East Coast representatives here between SoCal and New Jersey A.
Yeah, good evening, guys. This is Justin, and like what Valeen said, I think it's going to be very interesting and very fun matchup. In all honesty, we saw yesterday against New York that New Jersey was really able to pull off a lot of really good scores, something like HR3 and other scores like that. I think they played super well, but will that be enough to actually beat down the giant of Southern California?
Yeah, as Valeen and Justin have been talking about, this is a very exciting matchup, and as they continue to sort out the bands and picks, I think talking about these rosters for a moment is quite a worthwhile thing to do. Southern California this year coming in with the firepower that they have always had. I think when we started this tournament, names like Avtori, Sean, Boombox, and JKD, all of whom were on 5-digit World Cup, were sort of the mainstays that we expected on the SoCal roster, but as we've seen, only one of those players is actually on the A team. So the other five that have come along to support them have been an incredible duo, or an incredible supporting roster. Not all, for sure, all on the backs of Hygio, the carry player who has come in for SoCal week in, week out. New Jersey, on the other hand, it's been a long time coming for this roster for a lot of these players, and as we get into the first set of bans and picks, SoCal is going to be taking the Nomad 6 Precision ban. Makes a lot of sense. New Jersey, very consistent on it yesterday against New York.
Yeah, this is Nomad 6. Oh, you can go.
Yeah. So this okay, Nomad 6 Precision, understandably so, and coming back to what you said about the rosters from New Jersey side, they have been on that ceiling of top 4 these past 2 years, and they did finally break it last night there, actually, with their win over against New York, a 8-3 scoreline right there. And right now, they have the opportunity to even take it to even greater heights here if they have that opportunity, if they have that will, if they have that belief in themselves to be able to take it to bracket reset against this behemoth of a team of SoCal here. And as I digress on that New Jersey history, we do see the New Jersey bans coming in, 3 bans of course for both of these teams, Noma 2 and Flex 2 here. So recognizing maybe the tapping prowess of SoCal House, because even that Flex 2 does have that tapping mechanics in that belt.
Yeah, and especially seeing how SoCal did on the Tech 10.3 or 10.5 from last week, I think it makes a lot of sense just to be able to go ban it out. I don't think that a lot of people from New Jersey has a really comfortable roster. I know they have Celebi and Little Nebula, but maybe the third might be a little bit lacking on this Flex 2 spot. And I don't believe, other than Celebi, that they have someone like Project Will to be able to fill out that Nomad 2, but I feel like all these bans make sense. But now it really depends on what SoCal is going to be looking at now. They bet a Nomad 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if they looked for a hidden 2 or an HR2 angle. They've been banning HR2 a lot for the past couple matches.
Yeah, Southern California, I think this roster very much depending on their hidden and their tech, right? You've got star players or you got that star sort of hidden core in Zefkiel, in Hygio, in Crickhard, and JKD. Meanwhile, that Hard Rock roster is a little I'd say is a little bit lacking, at least in comparison to these other teams at the top echelon. So it does make sense to at least ban out something hard rocky. And they are actually going to be banning out the DT3, so also getting rid of that raw speed pick, not trying to trifle with that tapping duo of Celebi and Little Nebula on the side of New Jersey here, as well as that Force Mod 2 for that gimmick roster.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting that they would be banning out the tapping here. I mean, they are pretty much aware that with how straightforward a DT3 is, it is understandable that they would probably ban it against that Little Nebula and Celebi duo there. With that tapping roster that has been so consistent for the side of New Jersey there. But also New Jersey is also acutely aware of their tapping prowess that SoCal has brought up as well. And, you know, them banning out some of the tapping maps here as well. I think the Nova 2 Flux 2 and still waiting on that last ban, well, already here with that Nova 4. So the last really remaining tapping map available being that DT2. Going to be curious to see who even dare to pick that in this matchup here, but right now it's just going to be SoCal's pick that awaits.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be surprised at all if New Jersey has the possibility of picking that HR2 or that Hidden 2 at this point. But with SoCal's pick of DT4, I believe that is gonna be the alt map. We actually haven't seen this yesterday against New York, so something new that we're going to be seeing from both sides.
Yeah, I think this as a first pick, I mean, it plays very well to SoCal's strengths. They are very good at the more controlly maps, as evidenced by, you know, right, getting stuff like, or flowy control stuff, as evidenced by, for example, that Nomad 2 getting banned out and that Nomad 4 getting banned out. So this DT4 here, with its high emphasis on flow control, I think is really going to cater to their strengths. I'm going to be looking at Hygio in particular again. Been super consistent on these flowy maps, just super solid all around. But New Jersey, I'm also going to be looking at, again, we haven't seen anyone play this map yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Little Nebula, if we saw Celebi again. These flow aim players able to put up some good supporting scores to combat SoCal on this first pick.
I mean, Celebi is actually kind of a good shout there with what you mentioned with that flow prowess that she has, but also with this BPM kind of teetering onto that Nova 2 BPM that you would typically see here on a supposed flow alt map, but it is indeed flow alt, not really much of a stamina intensive Nova 2 tapping map that you see, but that BPM is undoubtedly quite up there for a flow map here, but kind of maybe typical for that kind of DT alt presence that you would see throughout your time in this tournament scene here. And with this pick from SoCal, it's probably understandable. You do see a little bit of those wiggles that come in with that flow patterns, even some little bit rhythm changes as well. You don't really instantly go to like that slider and flow patterns right away. There are some slight stops here and there that you have to take into account to, and maybe with the nerves, it could maybe be forgotten from one or two of these players. But SoCal, yeah, maybe in an advantage of their side because of the control that they have here.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these rosters I'm not really too surprised with. We see Crickard, Choke, Hygio on the side of SoCal. In the meanwhile, New Jersey is going to be having Yoshi Lover, a really seasoned vet in this roster at this point. Merc also being a seasoned vet, and Celebi, who actually was the winner of 5WC Minor League. So really excited to go see. They do find a break though.
Yeah, starting off the map, it's Celebi and Yoshi Lover to find some early breaks. The accuracy not going to be hurt too much there, so it won't affect the scoreline too much. But yeah, it is worth noting that both these rosters have some very historied players on them. I'm looking at Miori Celesta and Yoshi Lover in particular. Yoshi Lover being more from that very old 5-digit era, and Crickard just being there. I think he has played every single edition of 5USC up to this point. But it's going to be a two-way break. Choke and Crickard finding the break. Traded out by Yoshi and Merc now. Hygio finds the break as well, actually. So it's just Celebi, that flowing prowess, holding in through this first Kiev. She's going to also find the break. And it's almost dead even, but the extra combos on SoCal are going to keep it slightly in their favor. And with Merc breaking, that's an extra score lead. Slightly growing as we get into the second half of this map.
Yeah, you kind of wanted Celebi to hold on there just to get that score towards your side. And with the consistent breaks that you're seeing throughout this map, unless so instead of SoCal, they are going to continually get that score lead towards their side here with that continuous recoveries of Choke and Hygel holding on here. Celebi with their own respectable recoveries with this DD2, I mean DT4 here, but it's just those consistent breaks that it's going to be really detrimental for the Center of New Jersey to get this point. But it doesn't really matter in a grand scheme of things if this is just a SoCal pick now.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with Baleen, and I think the accuracy on the side of SoCal is also really helping the aid the lead as well. IG with 99.58% accuracy and Choke with 98, and despite Crickard having a 96%, he's still matching Yoshi Lover somewhat in terms of accuracy. So, yep, really good pick overall.
Yeah, and that's a pattern that we've seen for a lot of maps here. Hygeo, whether he FCs it or not, has been so incredibly good at keeping the accuracy up. It's having that consistency, especially in the late stage, that really helps. And there is Merc with the recovery, but I think time is just about run out. A very strong first pick coming from SoCal here. And even with Crickard struggling just a little bit, and Choke finding the break as well, there's just not going to be enough time. It'd have to be a total meltdown from Hygeo here, but that act, just a nearly flawless run after those breaks. He finally finds the break, but so does Merc here. SoCal gonna take a pretty comfortable first pick here by about 200,000. And no, Yoshi Lover and Celebi, I believe they both hit that ending, so okay, wow.
Yeah, so it's, that kind of old style kind of flow map here that I think would be really an advantage of that SoCal roster there that, have that little micro controls that you need to account for. And, indeed, it did win it out right here with their first pick. I mean, also with that flow being so wide, you kind of just get, man, what am I thinking? You kind of just, maybe over aim a little bit there with the sliders. That's why we do see like a lot of those slider breaks here and there from a lot of these players. That's what you don't really see in FC, and maybe not even an S rank too. But one misses from Celebi, two misses from Hygeo, really respectable stuff. Even three misses from Merc, but it's just those slider breaks too. That really affected their score here. But at the moment, though, Nomad 5 being chosen right away, and interestingly enough, against a SoCal roster of New Jersey picking a speed map here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be New Jersey's kind of way or tactic of actually trying to get points. I think they believe that they're better in terms of tapping, despite banning the Nomad 2. I think that having Celebi and Little Nebula especially as the backbone of their speed roster is going to really help them out and be able to make sure that they can get these kind of points. But this is less on the... I heard from some of the players that this is an aim map, according to them. But, hey man, like, let's see how they do.
Yeah, this map I think is a deceptively hard speed map. There is, yes, of course there is the speed, the tapping element, but there is so much more aim control beyond the normal. Or beyond the comfortably angled sort of single taps that you normally see in Nomad 5s. There's a more techie element to this. There's more finger control, and so this is kind of a full force tapping map here. And I think SoCal, right, they do have a very strong mechanics core, right? Again, looking at Cat Food, looking at Hygeo. But once you add those extra control elements, right, I think that really does benefit New Jersey, who just across the board has players who sort of already handle that speed base, like Celebi and Little Nebula.
Yeah. You're just hoping here for that consistency to come through for the state of New Jersey, because New Jersey did have more of that consistency in their yesterday's match against New York, who unfortunately did not really display that consistency that we wanted to see, because based off of that scoreline there. But yep, this is just Cat Food, Hygeo, Choke, kind of the similar tapping roster that we've seen throughout the time in this tournament for these kind of tapping maps, but for a much harder map right here. Little Nebula, Celebi, Kevin actually. Kevin, a surprise when they come in, but maybe not a surprise now if you've seen throughout the time that of New Jersey's presence here with Kevin FCing that DT3 last week against Pennsylvania to get to that loser's top 3 there. So at the moment, this could be really contestable with this Nomad 5 pick, but I'm sure maybe New Jersey has an answer.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that we actually see Kevin as often on speed maps, especially in this kind of star rating, and like I believe this is close to like even close to like 7 stars basically pre SR. But I mean, he's been doing this for such a long time at this point where I think he went over Merc for this map, so really interesting to go see what he's going to be doing. But Selby does find a first break on side of New Jersey, but it was early break from Hygio.
Yeah, and that early break from Hygio, right? Not gonna do too much with his good accuracy recovery, but that break from Cafloot is going to do something. So now the combo lead is quite comfortably on the side of New Jersey, though the accuracy falling a little bit behind, but with Cafloot finding some extra breaks, that is going to change real quick. Really, it's Hygio on that near 99 play for SoCal right now, keeping this lead where it is. The Little Nebula and Kevin still on the FCs, but Little Nebula's now fallen below 95, and Celebi, with the good recovery, she's on 97, so is Kevin. But that's a double break coming from Nebula and Celebi.
No.
Oh.
There's no
Yeah.
combos on the side of New Jersey.
No combos whatsoever, and Cafloot actually missing and choke as well. So now it's just that recoveries on the side of Hygio, the only one left to really show for the side of SoCal on this tapping map. This is what we've seen consistently throughout this tournament, even throughout the finals that he has shown against New York. The one to really hold on for the SoCal roster here with 146k score line and going to be rising after this break.
It's just a Hygio show.
Have to be kidding me. How does he hold 99 on this map, dude? How is he holding 99? Oh my dude. That is this is some illegal activity, and the break is just sinking. It is just sinking in. Hygio is really just he's gonna run away with it again. I don't know how he I don't know how he has this in him, but the versatility completely on show right now. Kevin finds a miss, but it's really negligible. But there goes Hygio. He misses on nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he misses on nothing, but no combos to really write home about for the side of New Jersey there. Just that hold that Hygio needed for SoCal to really get this first break point here. And it was just a strain that really caught up to maybe Little Nebula and Kevin there that really let them let go of their combos. I mean, even though these bursts are pretty short, they're just relentless in his aim as well to consider, and even more so relentless in his finger control to really account for that strain as well. So unfortunate for New Jersey to let it up here already in this No. 5 pick.
Yeah, exactly. And with that double break from New Jersey earlier, and with Choke holding a 750 combo, this is just going to be securing the point for SoCal. And while this is going to be a best of 15, this is not looking good for New Jersey. SoCal just looks so good at this.
SoCal they just made that look like their own pick right there. And Hygio, 99.2%. Choke with the one, or Choke also coming in with the one miss. The scores on New Jersey, nothing to scoff at, but it is a complete clinic from these two on the bottom left. And that opens up a lot of picks, or that opens up a pretty comfortable deep pick with the same finger control and the same techie aspect to it here. Though whether SoCal is going to bite after that, I think it's going to come up to how the team feels. But to be down a breakpoint on what seems like your most comfortable map, assuming it's your first pick, that has got to hurt. New Jersey's going to have to find or to dig deep to get or to even try to bring this back with the way this momentum's going right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is only down by one breakpoint. You are in that best of 15 environment. There are lots of opportunities to come back, as we've seen that those comebacks do happen throughout this tournament. So SoCal winning out that No. 5. They're kind of a dense tapping map as well. You can also kind of consider DT4 just a little bit tiny dense because of that flow over there, but right away, because maybe based off of that No. 5 result, and maybe because of the density that No. 5 has shown, this DT2 pick could be the right answer for them.
Dude, this DT2 is so fun. Oh my god. It's more like a finger control map and doesn't really put too much strain on the user's fingers, but at the same time, it still really focuses on how people read the doubles. I believe there's some quads, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep. This map is, yeah, very short, but also packs a very big punch. There's a lot of, or there's some slower finger control in the beginning, or not really slower, but less dense finger control, triples, the occasional, right, the occasional burst slider, slider aim control. But the sort of middle and the end of this map brings a lot of successive bursts, even doubles, quads, as you guys mentioned. So this is, where the Nomad 5 was a sprint, or no, where the Nomad 5 was more of a, right, more of a lap around the track. This is just a 100-meter sprint the whole way around. And New Jersey, again, they were looking pretty comfortable at the start of the map, so I don't think they're out of this pick. But it really is. I have to say it. It's just gonna come down to what is Hygio going to pull out here right now. Little Nebula though very strong on these high BPM DP picks, so I would be it would be very within range to see a pop off from Little Nebula and support from Merc and Celebi bring this breakpoint back.
Yeah, that's what you're kind of hoping from that Little Nebula and Celebi duo for this to happen. But with nerves comes with maybe a little bit of that vision that could really affect you. And this map requires a bit of that reading with that overlaps of that slider overlaps that can appear here. And with that chat coming in and saying it's a reading map, indeed it is got that DT reading that you have to take into account, and a really fast one too. AR 10.1 contributes more to that as well. Despite that AR, it's just much more dense than you would expect here. So not only do you have to get your finger control and lock, but also your reading here.
Yeah, and we already see a break from Little Nebula though, someone that we really want to go see stand out. Double break from both Catfood and Little Nebula. But it's looking really good on the side of SoCal. Already a 100k lead. Simply because of the accuracy department as well. Merc with 94% and Celebi with almost 96. But at the same time, Choke and Hygio 97 and 98%.
Yeah, the accuracy for SoCal, again, the deciding factor here. Everyone in New Jersey struggling in the accuracy department. Celebi breaking the FC there at the halfway point is going to be very detrimental to her. So now it's just Merc trying to hold on against two FCs from SoCal on Choke and Hygio. And this section here is relatively light, but it's gonna get real fast from here on out. And if we see that double break, Choke and Hygio, or from Choke and Hygio, it could still come back, but time is quickly running out. Merc finding the break, and no, that's just gonna cut it, even break from Choke.
Yeah, I mean, also a break from Hygio as well. But that doesn't really matter. There is that recovery equaling out here with Catfood and Little Nebula there. And also that Celebi recovery as well, but that doesn't really matter here with how short this map is. Little Nebula breaking, unfortunately, as well. So 400k score difference and already kind of a really, really great start here for the side of SoCal.
Yeah, exactly. I think the scores that SoCal just got on this map, I think it was double 800k and Choke having 720. And the fact that that 720 is the lowest out of all of them is kind of insane. Looks very, very scary.
Yeah, the team scores on this map just looking just out of this world. Everyone, almost everyone getting a 1 or 2 miss. Everyone getting above 600k, but it's the team consistency on SoCal here, and that is going to give them a lot of confidence coming into this next New Jersey pick. Already New Jersey is down, or already we are in a 3-0 situation, and even if SoCal has 5 more picks to win, it is again an even harder wall to climb back up. But New Jersey here, I think they've tried, or they could still pivot, maybe not into something techie, but maybe looking into something more aimy. Right, I'm not sure if I'd really want to contest Southern California on reading or like hidden tech right now, but they've got the hidden one open. They've got a lot of maps that I think could help or cater to them well, and they're gonna be going for the hidden 2 actually, so they are gonna be going into the hidden reading here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with SoCal opening up a lot of the reading maps here, easy 1 to open, easy 2 open, and now this hidden 2 being open, this does open up a kind of a conversation on who's really in favor between these two teams on on this reading here. Though this kind of a reading map and this hidden two much more kind of a maybe even a rhythm check. You don't really practice it that much. This is that janky reading that the pullers did put in here to maybe counteract the easy one, easy two. But also there is that aim mechanic that you have to take into account as well that was present in that last pool, and Soka was really comfortable on that kind of awkward aim presence there in his hidden two. So still quite the interesting pick for New Jersey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the fact that SoCal actually banned his hidden two the last time that New Jersey and SoCal met before in semifinals, I think it makes sense as to why they picked this hidden two, especially when they left it out. But at the same time, this hidden two is a little bit more on the, like what Vaylene said, on the jankier side. Really focuses on how someone can act game this. I know Kevin has a really funny score in this, and so let's see if we can actually get the same score that he can in practice. But not surprised by any of these players being part of this roster at all. We have Zefkeel, Crickard, and Hygio for SoCal, and meanwhile New Jersey has Kevin, Yoshi Lover, and Project Will. I believe this is Project Will's first time playing. Same with Zefkeel, so really excited to go see them play.
Yeah, it's the first time that we're seeing Will and Zefkeel, and I think both of these players slotted in for approximately similar thing for New Jersey and SoCal. This map, or this map in particular, super big on the rhythm and the aim control. So accuracy is again going to be a huge part of deciding this point, because this map is, unless you are a very strong hidden player, not the most consistent to hold combo on. And we already see that with Project Will breaking on the first patterns here. These snaps very difficult to play, for sure.
And also the flow aim to account for as well. Actually, two-way misses from Yoshi Lover, Project Will, and also a high gel as well at the beginning of this map here. So some control to account for on this map. Kevin being that sole one to hold against these two FCs of Zefkeel and Crickard. And not really a great start as well, with this map kind of being a little bit, not that short. 3 minutes is kind of mid-length there. So still opportunities for New Jersey to kind of bring this back here. Actually, even better so with Zefkeel and Crickard missing at the one quarter of the way there. IGO still with their own recoveries, but now it's just up to Kevin to really bring it back towards the side of New Jersey.
Well, Hygio does find a break though. Now it's all up to Kevin and Project Will, but at the same time, will they have enough time? There is a break from both Zefkeel and Hygio once again. But that accuracy from Crickard, oh no, he does find a break though.
Yeah, SoCal again finding the breaks here. You're right. Every single triangle snap, you see one or two players find the break. Meanwhile, Yoshi Lover struggling a little bit to hold the combo, but it's Project Will and Kevin. Accuracy not really mattering too much, because as long as they hold the combo, it's not, they can this score lead coming over to the side of New Jersey. Hygio and Project Will trading breaks. That's pretty big for the side. That's pretty big. That favors SoCal a lot here. But even then, Kevin is still holding the full combo. He is doing something all right. He is combo gaming this map to the max, and that is completely okay, because the lead is still ever so slightly going to come over to New Jersey as long as he holds here. Zefkeel and Crickard are ready to strike though.
Yeah, like damn, already like 3/4 of the way there in this map. Kevin still holding on. That break being really much in favor of that New Jersey side here because of that Kevin hold. The consistent misses of SoCal is now going to be on them to not showing that consistency in that hidden two, but maybe it's just the factor of the hidden two, of that rhythm, of that consistent aim control that is needed that they can't really maybe account for. But it was something that you kind of would expect Hygio to be good at as well, but unfortunately not doing well right here. And Kevin unfortunately giving up their FC, but just done well enough here for New Jersey to get their first point.
Yeah, New Jersey was finally able to find a weakness in Hygio, and Kevin, be damn, bro, 86% accuracy. That is the goat of combo right there, and he finally brings a point to New Jersey.
Yeah, Kevin really putting the team on his back here. Just that one miss on the on the triangle around the 4/5 mark, but combo game be damned, man. Like this game is way more combo based, at least on stable, and even with Crick Hard and Yoshi Lover more or less matching each other on the accuracy, it was just Hygio and Zefkio not being able to hold the combo, and that's really what pulled it together for New Jersey, even though it looked pretty favored for SoCal just at the very beginning. But just gotta snap to the notes, man.
Yeah. ZFQ asking Kevin if you play the triples it the same way, because all those triples did have different rhythms in them, and then Kevin just ignoring the act and did combo them, and it did fare well for him to allow New Jersey to win this hidden two pick here. So, yep, a good point out of them right there, just to stray away from that momentum that Soko has been gaining. So, getting that halt of the momentum here right now, and now it's up to SoCal to really pick what's next. And I'm not sure what they will pick. Actually, the reading could be a bit questionable now with the results of Hidden 2, but the Hidden 2 features might not matter too much in the easy department though. But it's just going to be hard to see if SoCal would pick into the easy, but instead they will pick into this Hidden 3.
Yeah, I feel like this Hidden 3 is going to be pretty good for SoCal. I don't think we've seen this from yesterday. Actually, this got banned against New Jersey by New York, if I remember correctly. And I feel like when you have someone like Crick Card who can play this Hygio, and I'm guessing it's gonna be Zefkio, maybe, who might be able to go play this. But it seems like a very strong pick.
Yeah, it does seem like I think it does seem like a very strong pick. I think those three that you shouted, Zeph, Keel, Crick Hard, and Hygio, that's more or less who you'll expect for the side of SoCal here. New Jersey, on the other hand, they have their own very strong hidden core in Yoshi Lover and Kevin here. Though I'm gonna assume Project Will is gonna be backing them up as the third, just like he did for Hidden 2. But this map, it's a lot snappier, or it's also pretty snappy. It's more ulti though compared to the Hidden 2, where Hidden 2 was more focusing on the rhythm. This is more an aim control test here for Hidden 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to like kind of reference that DT4 result here with that flow that both of these maps do display, it is kind of be more so in our favor of SoCal because of that consistency that New Jersey didn't really show. But with that map, to be fair, that DT4 with that old style kind of flow, and like with like that doubles at the end of that flow pattern on that sliders, that can really catch people off guard. And this map is more of a modern take on that flow here, so you could maybe see New Jersey have an easier time on this to really compete against SoCal. But also with that hidden modification coming in, that volatility is gonna be rising because of that flow aspects.
Yeah, honestly, not surprised to go see Merc in this, actually. I think Kevin is someone who probably doesn't like this kind of map, in all honesty. Just looking at it right now, I think the patterns might be something he's not a big fan of. But at the same time, I think Merc really fills that spot instead. I think he has been playing really, really well yesterday against New York. Really played his mind out in HR3 and Force Mod 3 specifically. But let's see how well he does on this kind of Hidden 3 map. I know that he was having some struggle from last week, but let's see if New Jersey can actually get this break point. But JKD does find a break though.
Yeah. New Jersey though looking very strong. I guess I kind of glossed it over, but instead of Kevin, actually Merc coming in, you kind of forget Merc being very versatile. And as I say that, Crick Card's gonna be the one to find a break, so that's another combo down. So it's just Hygio on the FCs trying to pull this together, but with about 45 seconds left in the map, really it's gonna take a full reset here from New Jersey, or at the very least a double reset. There's Project Will though. That chain miss means a lot. There goes Yoshi Lover as well. So wait, that's two combos. That is more or less what New Jersey needs, and with Yoshi Lover finding extra breaks, Katie is going to be finding the breaks, so the recovery no longer there. Crick Hard trying his best to recover, but Merc has the extra combo, has or has the extra combo by just a little bit. And as long as he holds, I think he will have just enough to keep this for the side. Yo, maybe not. Merc being
Oh
the
my
hero. He's gonna
God.
see what he holds.
Wow.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, that is. Oh my god.
That is crazy. Merc as seeing that Hygio missing at the beginning, and that's what's gonna cost them that, or cost them the point here. New Jersey's just got the break point back.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, so honestly, that miss earlier from Hydra really affected SoCal's chances of winning this out here. I mean, there were respectable scores across the board from Katie and Crickart there. But honestly, with Yoshi Liver even holding on much more longer than their counterparts of SoCal as well, it's just going to be looking to be in a point towards New Jersey, and especially with Merck, FC University away as well. Just that heroic play to just hold on because of the recoveries that Hygeo is showing. Even those recoveries that some of their supporting combos in SoCal are displaying, it was very scary up until the end, but it was just up to Merck as well. It really brought it forth for New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you. I think Hygio and Crickard was able to pull off such good scores, but that one miss from Hygio at the very start really cost them. But I think just genuine props to Merck, though. The fact that he was able to FC that with so much pressure, just one miss, and that would have been a point for SoCal, making it 4-1. But at the same time, I think just the clutch factor. I think with how Merck was playing last week, the fact that he was able to go do this on this hidden three really made him happy, and I'm pretty sure that they might actually be playing more for him now. Maybe going for the HR3 in the future, or maybe Force Mod 3.
Yeah, opens up a lot of picks here, and Merck has been playing exceptionally well in this grand finals. I think he kind of falls by the wayside, doesn't really have that star-studded tournament history like players like Yoshi, Little Nebula, and Celebi, and they are going to be picking the Hard Rock too. So again, picking into something that we are almost for sure going to see, or something that we could be seeing Merc in on, but this Hard Rock 2 also being a strong pick for New Jersey as they were able to get it pretty comfortably yesterday against New York.
Yeah. I mean, with that experience under belt as well, this could be also a pick based off of that hidden 2 pick. You know, that hidden 2 with that rhythm changes really did kind of help them out here for the side of New Jersey. And with this Hard Rock 2 having that rhythm elements as well, you know, you could see maybe that advantage going towards the side of New Jersey, especially with momentum on their side as well, with that breakpoint on their hands here. But it's up to them to consolidate that breakpoint on this Hard Rock 2 and to tie it up against SoCal right here. But with Hard Rock 2 comes with its own kind of RNG aspects because of that precision elements alone.
Yeah, exactly. I think the fact that the standard performance from yesterday was from Little Nebula with a 681k, but the problem was that everyone from New Jersey had less than a 94% accuracy, and while it is rhythm and we do expect lower accuracies, there is a chance for SoCal to actually get this back. And so I wouldn't be completely surprised if someone like again Choke, JKD, and maybe it is going to be cat food for this, but wouldn't be surprised if we're going to be able to actually get this breakpoint back. But yeah, we're going to see on the side of New Jersey, it's going to be Celebi, Little Nebula, and Yoshi Lover. And like I said earlier, it's going to be cat food, JKD, and Choke.
JKD in. I don't think this was a slot in that I personally wasn't expecting. I know Hygio definitely weaker on the Hard Rock, but JKD, I don't think she's particularly well known for Hard Rock. So I think it's going to be a little interesting to see how she slots into this. And as we start off the map, it's Celebi finding a break along with Choke, so it's more or less equal. Just a few act drops, Celebi finding an extra miss. But the accuracy right now looks a lot weaker on SoCal, just coming right out of the bat. This first section, though, not as rhythmic, a lot more aimy and snappy.
Yeah, and a lot more ult involved as well here. I mean, there's also those rhythm changes that you kind of have to expect. I mean, I would expect all of them to be able to expect those rhythm changes when they practice here. Celebi and Cat Food trading it out throughout this map, not throughout this map, throughout this first quarter of the map here. And there's still those small recoveries that can really help out here, especially in the context of precision and with that low combo density that this map provides here. GKD once again missing as well. So I mean, with GKD, you can kind of expect her to be in here. She is that kind of hard rock feel, like what I mentioned, like throughout this kind of tournament. SoCal doesn't really have main hard rock players, but hard rock fails, and a lot of these players can really fill that hard rock well. But it's just up to them to really kind of branch out and really kind of try to force their way into this hard rock right here. And at the moment, though, it's not really serving SoCal too well.
Come on, Johnson. That was a super thin Among Us. But anyways, looking really, really good for New Jersey and FC from both Little Nebula and Yoshi Lover. And the fact that their accuracies with 97 and 96% like with 96 and 97 it's looking really, really good compared to SoCal. So honestly, really, really good pick.
Yeah, there goes Yoshi Lover. So that's one of the FCs down. All eyes on Little Nebula now, but you can tell Celebi a little shakier this time around. But just as a whole, New Jersey looking to match that team score they put up, and these wins, I think they open up. I think they definitely open up a few extra picks here for New Jersey. I think we were expecting the Hiddens to be pretty SoCal favored and the Hard Rocks to be a little contested as well, but well, there's a full break, but everyone's already broken. That already calls the map, but New Jersey here will have some decisive picks of their own, and they just need about 60k more score to best their team score against New York. Let's see if they can pull it off here at the very end. I don't think there's enough map if they end up missing, but there it is. They break the 1.5. They do at least best their team score and even it up, consolidate the break point to bring it to 3-3 against SoCal here.
Yeah, impressive stuff from the side of a Little Nebula, getting that S rank for their team here. We do see those kind of low miscounts here from both of these teams, so kind of expected from across the board here. A little bit of a lesser act here from the side of Fishnets, but maybe more kind of a discomfort of the rhythm that comes through here. So maybe kind of expected for you to be in this precision Hard Rock 2 roster is to be that comfortable on that kind of precision. And with Hard Rock, especially with act mattering much more in this Hard Rock modification, it does really matter a lot for that act to come through. And there were kind of similar acts between those other SoCal and New Jersey players, but it was just that combo that actually mattered much more here with that big combos that Little Nebula and Yoshi Lover did display there. So really good stuff here, and we're actually just tied up right now, so back to equilibrium between these two teams.
Yeah, exactly. I think the fact that it was 0-3 for New Jersey and tying it all the way up to 3-3 really shows a lot of resilience from these teams. So really, really good stuff. But at the same time, it's now SoCal's pick, and what do they go for now? Probably not going to be going for aim because it's something that New Jersey is probably going to be picking in the future. So possibly a DT1, but they are going to pick the easy one.
Yeah, all right, yeah, here's the easy pick that I think I was kind of expecting it from SoCal. I think Hygeo, these maps, Hygeo was sort of the big performer for SoCal, here on the easy maps earlier in the tournament. And it's and again, can't ever say this is specifically SoCal sided. New Jersey has Kevin, they have Yoshi Lover, and they definitely have they have someone who will have practiced this as their third, probably Project will. But an easy reading core of Crick Hard, of JKD, and of Hygeo is definitely something that you don't want to trifle with here.
Yeah, but with New Jersey experiencing the giant that is C. Steven in New York side, even though they did not really win out much of that easies, they can have a better chance here when you don't really have that definitive kind of easy carry that SoCal has compared to what New York has. So this one, even though there is that comfort that SoCal has with this pick here, it is kind of scary with that reading roster that New Jersey has, but it's also that fact that maybe Yoshi Lover having to practice more than usual, even though you would kind of like expect players like Azarium and Yoshi Lover to be like easy players because they did well. They're just actually they just practice it well enough to play it well. They're not really like that keen on that easy for like the players like Kevin here. So It's just going to be quite the interesting map that we could be seeing.
Yeah, Yoshi has just been telling me the entire time that he just hates this mod so much, but let's see how he does. But I'm not surprised by any of these rosters at all. This is the typical easy rosters that we've been seeing for the past like couple weeks.
And coming into this map, right, it's that slower, easy aim, lots of overlaps here to make sure players really know how to play their easy, or at least know how to practice. And Crickhart's going to be the one to find the break here at the very beginning. New Jersey going to be looking a little more comfortable out the bat. Just Crickhart finding these miss aims.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
this map's pretty slow. I don't have much more to say until the Ki.
Yeah, I mean, as like a non-reading player myself, it's not something to really, comment about with like that kind of styling here. You know, there is that aim elements, kind of that mech tech elements that you do see here. You do actually kind of typically see this map in like a hidden 3 slot here, but in this easy slot though, it's just kind of equal out between these two players. 22k score difference between these two. No necessary breaks just yet. It was just earlier breaks of Crickheart that might affect the entirety of the outcome of this easy one, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, there definitely is a way for SoCal to actually bring this back. It's only a 30k lead, and so I feel like any break from New Jersey can actually cause his lead to flip back to SoCal, especially with a really good supporting combo from, or a good recovering combo from Crickard. So actually JKD and a lot of the guys from New Jersey as well also has an SS, so it's going to be super interesting to go see who's going to be breaking next.
Yeah, and at the halfway point, right, we have yet to hit the switch up. This map does have a 1/3 section, and I think that, right, assuming we don't see any crazy breaks in the in this Ki before, is probably going to be what decides the map here. JKD and Kevin still going bar for bar on that SS here. Hygeo still on the FC, and Crickhard really just that miss on Crickhard. And here are the 1/3s that I was talking about. We'll see if everyone can adjust to them well. Some ag drops coming from New Jersey here. Yoshi Lover finds a few 50s, but no one finds a break on them. This is a crazy score all around. But
This is
here we go.
disgusting.
The accuracy's starting to drop here. Yoshi Lover in particular. It looks like people are starting to struggle. There goes Project Will. That's the first break. But all of SoCal nails that section.
Yeah. Man, now that miss from Crickheart is really inconsequential now because of that miss that Project Will has shown there. Now that score lead is just going towards that set of Soka because of the recoveries that Crickheart is now displaying to really help out these scores of Hygeo and Fishnets that are coming through here. This map is pretty long, so that score difference didn't really matter until the middle, but we do see those 2 misses, 3 misses, 4 misses actually, from Crickheart, Yoshi Lover, Project Will, and Fishnets, and now it's just a 1v1 between those 2 players of Hygeo and Kevin. But because of that recovery of Crickheart, though, this is just going to be in the favor of SoCal.
Yeah, and Hygeo is going to be bringing this on the side of SoCal. And while Kevin breaks, it's just Hygeo once again. This is not rare at all. This is a common occurrence at this point. Seeing Hygeo FC maps with just 0 effort just looks so easy for him.
Yeah, but the team scores on both, or for both these states, is completely absurd. We are in grand finals, and we just saw almost a double 1 million team score, or more or less a double 2 million after the conversion. But Hygeo pulling it away, that FC doing so much work, and SoCal is going to avoid the momentum reversal here. They're going to get the pick back. But New Jersey is still keeping it dead even here. And, that easy 2-pick does not look as comfortable anymore as I would have expected. Or as comfortable as I would have thought anymore with how long everyone held.
Yeah, I mean, with that easy 2, it is a little bit harder, like kind of dense, more dense in between. And because of it's shorter as well, those early combos would matter a lot compared to this map where those early big combos didn't really matter too much until right after that halfway point. We did see like that score lead just kind of hover around 30k just throughout the entirety of the first half of the map. But it was just unfortunate that the misses did come through more early on a New Jersey side here, and that recovery of Crit Card too that really mattered more as well. Even if Kevin matched that Higeo FC, it just didn't matter in the end because of that 40k score difference that Crit Card allowed SoCal to have towards their end here because of that Project Will earlier miss. So SoCal, maybe they can go lean into that easy again, but kind of hard to say as we go into this New Jersey pick coming up.
Yeah, I think the supporting combo from SoCal, despite the FC from Hygeo, I think Crickard and JKD were able to do so well, but we are going to see this HR1 pick. Not too surprising, but at the same time, this is a point that they actually lost yesterday. Let's see if they actually have the confidence to actually bring this back. And I mean, there's going to be 230 BPM mechanics, so would not be surprised to go see someone like Little Nebula, Selby, and I believe it was Kevin yesterday to actually play this. Something that we don't usually see. And on the side of SoCal, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Cat Food, Choke, and it's either JKD or Hygeo, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean Kevin I think was a little bit of a weak link again or in this Hard Rock 1 pick yesterday. I know he struggled to hold the combo for a while. I would not be surprised if there's a switch out. It looks like the switch out here is going to be Project Will. Could also be Merc. He's been playing very well on the Hard Rocks or on Hard Rock and mechanics stuff in general, just throughout this grands here. But you know, for the side of SoCal here, right? Caffood, obviously, as you mentioned, that core Hard Rock DP mechanics player. I think it has to be Hygeo. Yeah, Hygeo and Cho coming in right there, and Project Will has to be switching out. Yeah, I think. Yeah, and there we go. There's that switching from Merc here. Gonna be switching out for Kevin in the first run around, or from the first run around. Little Nebula and Celebi both putting up very good scores on this in the first run, 870 and 560k respectively. Just New York a little more consistent on the combos, hence they win that point. Gonna be a question of of who's going to hold the longest, and if it comes down to it, who's going to not choke when those tapping spikes come in the later half of the map.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Merc on that hot seat showing a lot more consistency than what we've seen compared to last year. And he did, get that high score in Hard Rock 3 against New York yesterday in that Losers Grands match. I think in FC as well. So it is, I think, a really good idea to have Merc here over Kevin to get more of that higher score under, and especially with that consistency, that matters so much more in the aim department. And, I could maybe even expect New Jersey to even improve their score as well.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that yesterday was just like a one-off, and I think that while Kevin was feeling pretty confident on the HR over Merc, I think that us seeing this Celebi, Little Nebula, and Merc roster for HR1, especially for a 230 BPM mechanic map, is something that we would see more often. And all I'm saying, they should have put Project Will in this. But we are gonna see everyone FCing actually, and while there is a slight accuracy. Oh, Catwood does find a break though.
Yeah, this little slower section. These Pratinalis maps really follow a pretty structured formula here. And as we get into this first KI, it's choked now to find the break, and yet again, Hygeo, the only combo left on Southern California. But it's a three-way still for New Jersey, holding very strongly through these bigger jumps. Very good accuracy from Little Nebula and Merc, and that's going to give them a 100k score lead coming out of this first Ki. If they can hold, no, that's one down on Merc, but Little Nebula still holding here with the accuracy over Hygeo. If that can hold with Celebi, that's going to give them a lot of leeway coming into the second half here.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want Little Nebula or Celebi to really match up against that Hygeo combo there, especially with those recoveries that are coming through. I mean, Choke, with their earlier miss, they were kind of sleeping on the wheel there, kind of really aiming properly on those star patterns. Cat Food missing right before the end, right before that second right before that halfway point of the map there. So now this map still going through, still not really stopping. Choke missing once again. These supporting combos from the side of SoCal not really helping out Hygero whatsoever, getting this 200k score lead towards the side of New Jersey. But again, this 200k score lead is really fragile. You need to see the totals come through. It's still that 3-4 for the way of the map because of that Hygero combo that you might expect to come through here.
Yeah, exactly. And with Celebi and Little Nebula still holding, what do you do as SoCal to actually bring this back? There isn't enough supporting combo from Cat Food and Choke. It's just Hygeo once again. And if there's one break from SoCal, this map just might be over. But at the same time, it's almost going to be a 400k lead with good supporting combo from Merc.
I mean, yeah, it's already a 400k lead. Choke and Hygeo. Hygeo only has about 400k score left, period. And honestly, I don't think it matters anymore. These two FCs holding this long is absolutely absurd. Celebi finally finds the break. She's going to improve on her score, though. Merc improving more than enough on Keffins and Little Nebula.
Don't look at the scoreboard, bro.
Oh, don't look at the scoreboard. Another Among Us comes out. He looks a little more nourished this time, I think. But, dude, Little Nebula coming in, everyone on New Jersey coming in, and I think they're going to be able to break the 2 million mark this time around. And if Little Nebula holds this FC, I think they're going to be able to break the New York score that they lost to last time around. Hygeo breaking, that's going to call it. Little Nebula does the work. Celebi doing the work. Everyone on New Jersey. A great pick coming from them, and the score lead's going to bump up to nearly 600,000. And New Jersey gonna keep it even 4-4. Don't break like I did on the replay, please. And there it is, the 99 FC. Holy.
Yeah, now that is impressive stuff. And honestly, a consistent feature of Little Nebula, man. Just being consistent all around throughout the tournament, even throughout his time in 5WSC as well. You know, being really consistent on the type of mechanics and even the aim mechanics as well, supporting his teammates here and there, and even now supporting his state on getting this 4th point here, tying it up once again on each of their own picks between the SoCal and New Jersey here. Little Nebula, impressive stuff. Also, Celebrity, really nice S rank as well. And Cafu with that one miss too, so nothing really scoff at the SoCal scores, but it's just maybe asleep on the wheel on some of these supporting players here that they caught him maybe a little off guard there, maybe just a little bit of the nerves.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Little Nebula just absolutely destroyed that map, and a lot of the hopes and dreams of SoCal on that map specifically. But at the same time, there are really good picks for SoCal still. I think Easy 2 might still be an option for them, despite, oh yeah, they are definitely going to be picking this. That was super quick.
Yeah, that's super fast pick coming from SoCal. I think we're coming into the stage of where, you know, where states really have to either pull out their trump cards, or they're going to be thinking long and hard about this one. But I think this easy 2 is kind of just a no-brainer, right? Won the easy one, try to go for the double here. And this map very different from the easy one. Easy one much more there's much less easy one has much less overlaps, much more aim and consistency and density. Easy 2 is just, you know, can you read the rhythms on these super overlaps? And it's hard. I can't play this 2, man. I can't.
Yeah. With the reading, because the reading requirements are kind of much higher here in this easy 2, but also a shorter map as well. So a lot of these maybe smaller combos will matter much more here. Merc maybe coming in. I think that's kind of fake. Maybe.
No, he's actually playing this.
He's actually gonna play this.
Yeah,
Kevin
he
Merc
actually.
Lover?
Yeah,
So,
he actually did practice this.
Yeah, I think there were. I know Merc did, you know, really well throughout his time in New Jersey, kind of being that field player for them, you know, being really consistent factor in throughout the tryouts that New Jersey has been hosting. So, you know, that reliable factor in Merc is going to really help out here for New Jersey to really get those field slots in, you know, to allow these like players that aren't really comfortable to, you know, kind of relax here. And Merc coming in, you know, with his own experience as well to really bring it through. And, you know, we have seen it before where Merc has done God's work, and hoping for him to do it here.
Dear.
But yeah.
He does find an early break though.
It's okay. So does Hygio, though. So does Hygio. This map, it takes a second. It takes a second to get into the map. But Kevin finds the slider break immediately into this section. But Katie finds a pretty big break as well. So it's just Zefkio and Hygio, Merc and Yoshi Lover here holding on. And there goes the rest of New Jersey. It's just Merc and Zefkio and Hygio just putting on a show right now with JKD. Holy moly. I can't beat this.
Yeah, map is already one forfeit away there. Fishnets once again missing, but not their important miss that you want to see here from this matchup. But it is SoCal's match. You do kind of expect them to do really well here. They did kind of display much more of that consistency throughout the easy one, even though a lot of the players in that easy one, especially in the set of New Jersey, did kind of also do well on their end. But yeah, it's just those early breaks from Yoshi Lover and Kevin, kind of your two main reading rosters in New Jersey missing there, which is kind of unfortunate, with Merc being the one to fill in here and being the one to be the sole combo remaining for New Jersey.
Yeah, and it seems like Jared Tornado Spinner is gonna be having a good meal today, because we were seeing a couple of breaks earlier. There is a break from Zefkio, but there's still a big FC from Hygio. Once again, Kevin does find a break, and I think this might already be over. There is some recovering.
No, that was a banjo. That was a banjo break. Wait a second.
Oh no.
Oh.
Wait a second now. No, there goes Merc. Unless that was a banjo break, it's over. Unfortunately, no. Merc will not get to be the hero on this, but they will get to put up a very comfortable 400k. That's the highest score in the lobby by a massive margin. Holy. And SoCal again is gonna scrape by this. Looked a little bit dicey there, but they're gonna get to comfortably scrape by this easy 2 pick and again keep themselves afloat here 5-4. New Jersey, I think New Jersey with this pick now, they've got a lot of options. They still have the Hard Rock 3 open. They could honestly lean into Hidden 1 now. They just won an aim map.
Yeah. I mean, if any of these players, especially on a set in New Jersey, like watch the VODs here, and they do end up going into that bracket reset, you want to do like that early kind of read between these between your opponents here. I mean, that easy 2 was pretty close right up into the end, including the easy 1 as well. So, I'm pretty sure if any of those New Jerseyans are like watching right now, like they know that these easies are closer, and then they can maybe really contest it maybe in that next bracket reset. But unfortunately, we're not there just yet, as New Jersey still has more points to really contest SoCal their spot in that number 1 spot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that SoCal's consistency, especially in both Easy 1 and Easy 2, just looks so dominant and really secured in the points to actually beating New Jersey. But like what you said, Bailey, and I think the fact that New Jersey does have a possibility of taking this a bracket reset, but at the same time, we do have to go think about this match, and we have to go see what they're going to pick next. I think a Nomad 1, there definitely is an option to go pick that. Same with Flex 1 in all honesty, but it just really depends on how the players feel.
Yeah, and they're deliberating over it. Looks like the timer or the pick timer is about to run out, and they are going to be calling that timeout. So I think they might be at a bit of a crossroads here. Right? I think Nomad 1, right? Nomad 1 itself is a risky pick at this point in the match. Right? They win it, they stay even, they lose it on the other hand, and now they're down a break point. SoCal would just need 2 more to close this game and the tournament out. But something else like Hidden 1, Hard Rock 3, these are all very variable maps as well. And so, I guess they're just taking their time, having players play out the maps, try to get a comfort feeling before they go in. I think the way that this has been going, I think Hidden 1 or Hard Rock 3 would be the best pick here. But we not really sure what they think is best.
I mean, on a set of SoCal, I don't think they will pick it to the Hard Rock 3. They've seen what New Jersey has shown on that Hard Rock 3 against New York. I mean, Merc with that FC of their own. really shows that comfort of Hard Rock 3 that would maybe scare SoCal a bit. I mean, but also there is that pressure in Merc as well to continue to really rein in on that FC on that Hard Rock 3 to really be a consistent factor for their team. Um, to really bring out that Hard Rock 3 win. And, they have been really, really good throughout this match so far as well, being that high score for their team in Easy 2. And, filling in well on that Hard Rock 1 as well. And also FCing that hidden 3 for them to get to that break point. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do lean into that Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, I think Hard Rock 3 or Force Mod 3 might be one of the best options that New Jersey has at this point. Nomad 1 is an option, but at the same time, I don't fully know if Merc is going to be playing that. I really don't mind if New Jersey's roster really focuses on really relying on Merc's strengths. I think especially with how he's been playing, I think he's been saving a lot of the points for New Jersey, because with Hygio, and well, they already going to be picking this Nomad 1 though, but as I was saying earlier, I think with the way that Hygio has been playing, they need to find someone who can actually really match him. Little Nebula was able to go do it for HR1, but is there someone on this Nomad 1 who can go do the same thing maybe?
I mean, there definitely is, right? Like, you have your full pick of players for this New Jersey roster. Kevin, very much well known for, other than Hidden, his aim. Celebi, Little Nebula, they're on the mechanics. Yoshi Lover for the consistency, and Merc has just been playing out of his mind this set or these past few sets, and so I think, yeah, Little Nebula, Celebi, Merc sounds like the logical roster here. For the side of SoCal though, Hygio, of course, going to be coming in, but Hygio, I think, has been a little bit weaker on the aim, or on this raw aim, even though he's been performing well on the Hard Rock 1, on Hard Rock 1s and DT 1s. I think when it comes to this more pure raw jump aim, he's actually been a little bit weaker on it. We've seen him sort of find random misses on smaller aim patterns throughout this match, and I'm wondering whether those random misses are going to be a factor here. Crickhard and Zefkiel, I think, are very reasonable to sort of finish out this SoCal trio for Nomad 1. But with that, I think it's just going to come down to, how many people do you have holding through the key eyes. This map is a very stock standard Nomad 1 as far as it goes.
Yeah, I mean, even though you do say that Hydra do have those random misses, in particular in that Hard Rock 1, he only really missed at the last key eye of the map and giving up his FC actually. So, and it was just Little Nebula that really brought it forth for New Jersey to FC that Hard Rock 1 here. But, that Hard Rock 1 being kind of a different kind of aim style as well because of that Hard Rock 1 high BPM. This one being kind of a little lower of a BPM here, 195 BPM. So much more of that wider aim. And you could arguably say that the aim could be a bit harder here compared to that Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like what Valine said, I think the wider aim really makes sure that I think it's a little bit harder to be consistent on this kind of map if you aren't really too used to this kind of aim patterns, right, like this. And so you really have to go see. Crickhard does find an early break, but it's not going to really matter too much since there's about 4 minutes on this map.
Yeah, not gonna matter too much, and with the accuracy looking overall better for SoCal, right? It was just Crickhard missing a little bit more that brings it over, or that brings it to be as close as it is. But again, this lead really not gonna mean too much until we get into a key eye and start seeing the bigger aim patterns and start seeing more players break. But no one finds a break leading into the key eye, so we'll see how they fare. Still multiple FCs on the board. Celebi finds the first break for New Jersey here, so now Hygio, there we go. There are those random misses that I was talking about. Hygio finding the break. That's the player you wanted to hold for SoCal. And now it's more or less equal combos. And we're still on a razor's edge here coming into the second, or past the first PI.
Yeah, just a little bit in that favor towards the New Jersey side.
Oh no, what happened?
Unfortunately, with that maybe over aim or over tapping of that flow part, Little Nebula giving up on their own FCs, but also Crickhard giving up on their recoveries as well. So now it's just a 1v1 between Zepkiel and Merc. on this second Kia that's going on. And there goes Zepkio now with the last remaining big combo gone on the side of SoCal on that halfway point, capping on his score to around 500k. Now it's just all up into that high geo recovery, but there goes the crit card miss once again. It's just all eyes on Merc to get this score lead towards their side, but Merc misses once again. No combos at all for New Jersey here. Now it's just all eyes on high geo to get this score lead towards their side.
Who else is it gonna be for SoCal? Haijo is gonna be having a 500 combo while slowly bringing back this lead to SoCal, but is this actually gonna be enough though? Because I think one break and that just seals it for New Jersey.
Yeah, one break is all it takes on either side here. Cricard finding the miss, and if Zefkio finds one as well, right? It's going to be that team effort right now for New Jersey, keeping this from going the way of SoCal. Hygeo has to continue to hold. Hygeo cannot falter here. But if there's anyone that you want to hold, it's Hygeo. And there's the double break. Celebi and Little Nebula going. Merc trying his best to hold. But Hygeo does find the miss.
Oh my god.
It's going to come down to what Merc can do now. It's still only 11,000, but there's a chain miss potential for the rest of this map. Cricard finds one. Merc, nearing that 600k mark, is going to be the hero, it looks like, for New Jersey here. And they are going to clutch this point out. Almost look like a disaster. But Merc gonna be doing it. He finds the break, but there's not enough combo. The density, the map is over, and New Jersey keeping themselves afloat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in a best of 5 here, and New Jersey's gonna take it 5-5.
Oh my god. Merc, once again, the heroics for New Jersey. Did it once in that hidden 3, and now doing it again on this No Mod 1. 600k of a score here for Merc to really contest against that Hygeo, and Hygeo missing much more than usual than you would expect. But that 71k score difference is what matters here, and what Merc has provided for New Jersey to keep it tied up, to keep it close between these two states, man. Wow.
The unsung hero of New Jersey. This guy has kind of been behind the spotlight out of like with everyone like Merc, or with like spotlight names like Celebi, Little Nebula, Yoshi Lover. I think the fact that Merc is just able to show himself in this grand finals just shows how good of a player he is. He hasn't been seen as a big time player that much for the past couple of years, but he's really showing it now. Maybe the Filipino buff is really helping him out, being the only person in New Jersey to... We actually had like so many Filipinos, and now it's all up to him. But it really shows he was really able to really counter Hygeo's score, and I think that really solidified that point for New Jersey. So really props for him. But SoCal is gonna be picking that Flex 1.
Here we go. That hidden Hard Rock map coming out SoCal here, and yeah, you know, while they sort out the rosters, I think Justin, I think that you are right. It really is just team coming together, and this is like the perfect time. You know, I think when you have these perfect moments, right? You know, it's almost always the people you expect least to rise up to the occasion, and Merc putting in that grind. He wants it more than anyone else. He's got the time. He's got the grit to grind it all out. But now coming back to this pick here, I think this is a lot. This is old map aim control. This is grid aim. This is finger control here, and I think on the surface, this is again a slightly SoCal favored pick. Zefkio, Cricard, and Hygeo, I think you're really going to be looking out for them being able to play these older types of maps and the finger control that they contain. But the New Jersey consistency has been on an absolute roll right now, and you already see Merc, Little Nebula in there. Could be Celebi to switch out for Project Will, depending on whether Project Will is comfortable in the hidden Hard Rock, or even Yoshi Lover. I think Yoshi Lover would be a pretty good shout for this. Also very experienced on old maps. But no, they're going to be sticking with that No Mod 1 roster, it sounds like.
So number one roster, kind of understandable with this hidden hard rock, with that aim that kind of plays into this factor. But there's also those weird kind of doubles that kind of shifts your expectation on where they kind of what kind of patterns that it has here. Especially the awkward aims that you would need for this kind of map with this old style of a map here. But yeah, hidden hard rock, I think kind of the bread and butter for JK here. Really liking that mod combo for herself here, especially getting a lot of those, a lot of her big top plays and a hidden hard rock modification as well. This could be a blessing in disguise here for her in this Flex 1.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think that Yoshi was actually possibly gonna be playing for this map. It's kind of funny just knowing how much he hates HDHR. I know he hates Easy, and there's also a second mod combo that he just really doesn't like, and it's this one. But I mean, let's go see how these players do. This is going to be more like a consistency battle, despite only being 2 minutes and 52 seconds. But it really depends. There is some big accuracy drops from Selby, being at 93%, and letting that lead go to SoCal.
Yeah, that's going to be what keeps the lead where it is right now, but there are some extra act drops as we get into more of the more tappy parts of this map. Choke and JKD finding some of their own. But this lead right now is still incredibly close. Both these rosters holding the three-way halfway into the map is pretty absurd. I think once we start seeing more of these triples, Little Nebula's the first one to break. That's not good, but there goes JKD. She finds nearly a full miss here. So it's 2 FCs to 2 here. Just depends on what these recoveries can do now or whether these 2 FCs hold. And it looks like they're holding quite well. Merc able to match Hygeo. Still be a little behind, but she finds the miss!
Yeah, man, that flow triple, that spaced out triple really got Celebi there. And now that Ike is just going to be rearing its ugly heads on these 2 big combos of Hygeo and Choke here. Just Merc being the only one, the sole one to really match these, to try and straightway that score lead that SoCal is. But it's just going to exponentiate because of the continuous combos of Choke and Hygeo that's just being shown here. This could be another case of SoCal winning their pick once again here, and New Jersey having to answer back with their own pick, especially New Jersey having to answer back with their heroics of their own pick. Merrick now just one to be the only one to be now missing their big combos on New Jersey side, and definitively this is just going to be a SoCal win here.
Yeah, exactly. And with this almost FC from Choke, and I mean, this might be already over. It's already almost a 400k lead. And just overall really, really good scores from SoCal. I think Hydra's going to be closing out this FC soon. And Choke is going to be getting that 800k. And even so, with JKD holding a 550, that is just an amazing team score, especially for Grands. That is disgusting.
Yeah, this is just crazy score all around. Hygeo with the does close out that FC. But New Jersey also putting up 2 million on this. That's kind of crazy that we're putting up 2 million team scores. And, and it's just, you have one player who's able to just steal the show still. New Jersey here on this pick. I think this does put a little bit of a dent in picking something like Hidden 1. Because there is a good bit of control there. I think that Hard Rock 3 could be the move here. That Nomad 1 was very close. And so if they have Merc feeling up for it, Hard Rock 3, even with the threat of someone like Hygeo pulling off a crazy score, I think that's pretty in question. But we are pretty fast running out of picks here. So whatever they pick, it really does have to be something that they're confident in.
Yeah, I mean, that Forceman one is still open, but I think kind of an easier map compared to that number 1 and that Hidden 1 here. Hard Rock 3 is what they're going to be deciding to be picking here. Understandable pick as well because of what we've seen in yesterday's match against New York, but also a very much important pick here on the side of New Jersey to really win it out and not allow SoCal that match point opportunity here. It's just all hands on deck on these picks here all pressure on them to really get that win forward here, just to keep it tied up against this behemoth of SoCal.
Yeah, this point is so important for New Jersey. If they don't get this one, it's going to be already match point for SoCal. And I feel like we're really looking at Merc once again. I think he played really well in the Flex 1, even despite missing and not being able to match Hygio. But I think the fact that he was able to play the Hard Rock 1, Nomad 1, I feel like he's been playing like in flow state. So fucking bring him in. Do it again. But it all just depends on the supporting combo as well. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be seeing the same roster from New Jersey. I think we're going to see Merc. We're going to see Selby once again. We're going to see Kevin. And on the side of SoCal, I think Hygio is going to be playing the same with Cat Food, I'm guessing. But I think I'm trying to think of the third. It's probably going to be Choke, right?
I think it just has to be Choke. Choke has been playing so well as the third on Hard Rock here, and Zefkio, there you go. Zefkio coming in for this more techie and unconventional Hard Rock 3 pick. I think that is to be expected, or to be expected, the type of stuff. Maybe not Zefkio's main skill set, but you know, this wonky stuff is the type of stuff that you slot there, that Zefkio's been slotted in for these past few years. And now coming into this, right? This map is, or talking a little bit more about the map, this is just a full force map here. Like, it's everything all at once. It's mechanics, it's tech, it's, you know, it's aim, it's tapping, it's, you know, I could stretch it so many ways, but, you know, can we get a client reset here? Panic.
Gotta get that panic through. Maybe, or maybe funny business from Bancho here, waiting for our streamer.
LeBron
There
James.
we go. Here for this matchup here. So those misses, not gonna be quite the fake misses as we enter into this Hard Rock 3 here. CS0, understandably, for Zefkill to be in here, and you know, and maybe even any players to come in for the Hard Rock. But you know, all eyes on Merc to maybe expect a similar performance here. Kevin going in actually over the likes of Little Nebula, but right now, first miss coming in for the set of Choke.
Yeah, exactly. And what we're going to be seeing on this map, I don't think we're going to see the normal standard Hard Rock players. Like what you said earlier, we don't see Little Nebula on this, but at the same time, this map is so different compared to everything that we've seen for the past couple of weeks. We never actually saw CS0 HR especially in this kind of tournament yet, so seeing this is very, very interesting. But with that triple FC from SoCal, this is going to be a much bigger fight for New Jersey compared to yesterday.
Yeah, but there we go. There's one break. Zefkio finds the miss, and it's just Zefkio finding the break there. The accuracies are down. They're down for Kevin, but Merc and Celebi holding very well through there. And this is what. And now Jersey has the chance to bring a lead over here, but it's gonna be very tenuous as we're only halfway through the map. Coming dinner, it's 100k Choke and Hygio. They know what they have to do. They have to hold through this section. Kevin's gonna find the miss. That's gonna be real bad now with Kevin's accuracy. But Zefkio also struggling there on the accuracy. Celebi and Merc doing more than enough to combat Hygio and Choke on the accuracy. But will it matter? The combo is there for Zefkio. Hygio needs to hold. Choke needs to continue to hold, and everyone on all of these full combos still continuing to hold. Kevin finds another break, and that's going to bring it over to SoCal in a few seconds with Zefkio's combo. And it looks like, no, Zefkio finds another break. Hygio finds the miss.
Oh my
it's
God.
only Choke to hold now. Choke has to be the hero here. Hygio finds the miss. But will there be enough time? Will there be a break? Choke also been underlooked here, but he has the chance to be the hero now for SoCal. But we get into these sliders. Merc still holding on. The consistency is unparalleled. Celebi now also with the FC.
This is
But
disgusting.
It looks like this is disgusting. New Jersey is looking to improve their team score to bring a double FC. Celebi cursor dancing at the end. She knows that this is crazy. New Jersey bringing a disgusting team score from Merc and Celebi, a double FC, and Choke also bringing an FC, but it's still not going to be enough for SoCal to get a break point. And we are now in the final round of picks. It's 6-6. What a... Wow.
Yeah. Unexpected scenes that we have seen here in this matchup, already coming in with 1 hour and 25 minutes of this matchup coming in for both of these teams of SoCal and New Jersey. Very, very impressive stuff on the side of Celebi and Merc too. Even Merc showing his consistency once again, impressing all of us in maintaining his consistency throughout this match with all the pressure that is on New Jersey to get that bracket reset opportunity for them here. It's just all on these last two picks between these two states here. And honestly, a timeout from the side of SoCal is very much an understandable one, because what are the picks that are left that these two states can really rely upon to get those points to them and maybe get a tiebreaker opportunity?
I just have one question. What the hell is New Jersey doing right now? The fact that they dropped 2 million on that HR3, that is... I don't know what they ate. Like, I don't know if it's all the rain that happened this, like, for the past couple days, but they've just been looking so incredibly good. I don't understand. I think Celebi has been stepping up, and we've been talking about this guy for such a long time already, but Merc has just been playing out of his mind. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if someone got his computer, but I mean, the timeout does make a lot of sense. And I mean, at this point, what does SoCal pick? There is Nomad 3 is still up.
Yeah.
Headed 1 is still up. DT1, Force Mod 1, and Force Mod 3. There's such little maps left. Both teams need to go find at least one pick out of this. I believe it's 5. I believe 5 more maps left in this pool. And all this kind of seems like a toss-up. I don't think there's a big opportunity for SoCal to really run away with Nomad 3. Hidden 1 is possibly an option as well, but I mean, if I were SoCal, I would probably pick that DT1 maybe. But it's really hard. There's just been so many maps that just been played, and the fact that New Jersey is able to go play as well as someone like SoCal, who's just been revered this entire tournament. I think everyone in this roster, from Hygio, Catfood, JKD, Choke, I think they've just been playing incredibly, and I think the fact that New Jersey is giving them a run for their money just shows how resilient they are.
Yeah, it really is, right. In these final moments, it's been a total team effort from New Jersey here. I think for SoCal's last pick, I mean, I think Nomad 3 is probably the strongest pick that they have here, even if it's more snappy, even if Merc was able to pull out the Hidden 3 clutch, right? You still have Hygio, who is a disgustingly good alt player. You have Zefkiel, you have Choke. And I think that these three, with the way they've been playing, you know, the pressure's already on, you know, we're already here, and I think you have to rely on these guys. And no, it's actually going to be SoCal going for the Hidden 1 pick, so they are going to be the ones to try and close out the hidden pool and try to close out their point.
I mean, with the consistent feature of control that is in this Hidden 1, it's pretty understandable for SoCal to pick into this Hidden 1 here, especially with that Hygio person that is in their roster here. You know, but you know, Hidden comes with that volatility of just having those random misses that come through, and even more so with Hygio, like Hydro said, having more of that random miss coming through here as throughout this match. So this Hidden 1 could maybe be a trap pick as well if the New Jersey consistency continues to impress.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, Bailey, and I think the fact that while this is a really, really good pick for SoCal, I think New Jersey can also go play this, especially with someone like Yoshi Lovers, who's I think 100% going to be playing this, someone like Project Will, and I don't know who their third is going to be. Probably Merc, in all honesty. Just keep putting him in for more maps. Just the fact that he's been popping off. But I mean, still, there's a big elephant in the room. Whether Hygio can really perform, and be able to bring his team to victory and to, at least right now, to match point.
Yeah, and it looks like no, they are going to be switching out Kevin for Project Will instead. I think that little extra finger control and tappy and stream control element to this aim, maybe not feeling it right now after how shaky, after how shaky it's been for these past few maps for Kevin. Meanwhile, yeah, SoCal gonna be riding off that core hidden roster: Hygeo, Crickhard, and Zefkiel. And then, yeah, New Jersey, as you said, Yoshi Lover, that tried and true hidden player, along with Merc and Project Will. This map, I mean, it doesn't let up. This was originally gonna be the Force mod, and oh god, if this was the Force mod, this would have been disgusting hard rock, because it is still disgustingly hard on hidden. Merc's gonna be the first one to find a break, though.
Yeah, I mean, a preview from the pooling draft. This used to be in that Force Mod 1 slot, in that hidden 1 slot. They actually kind of switched in the final draft there. So what you see in that Force Mod 1 right now was supposed to be the hidden 1, but Tester did say that it's better to switch it off here. So and then we did follow that one up right there. But, you know, could be feedback coming in throughout that week about it, but still, I digress. We are in this hidden 1 here. Nothing to really worry about just yet, despite those early misses coming in. This map is pretty long, and there is that miss coming in for the side of Crickhard, but also treated out once again by the side of Merc.
Yeah, exactly. And this lead is not going to be going anywhere. It's still going to be staying in the middle. And with that break from both Crickhard and Merc, it really depends. Oh, but Project Will does find a break, though. And so really looking at Yoshi to actually get a big combo. Actually does find a break, but now it's all up to Zefkiel versus Yoshi.
Yeah, and look where we are again. These consistency maps have... oh my god, what did Yoshi break on? But yeah, these consistency
Oh wait, that's
maps...
a Bancho.
Oh, that was a bit...
My bad.
That, I think, was a real one, unless Bancho actually hates us right now.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, they hate us. Yeah, I felt like that was going to be a little off, but... yeah, now these extra combos on the side of New Jersey can start to try and mount a lead here for New Jersey. But these consistency maps, and you can see the flow on this map has been claiming a lot of combos. And as we get into a little bit of a slowdown at the exact halfway point, this is going to be a crucial point to hold for everyone. Zefkiel and Yoshi Lover trying to bring it over for their teams, and right now New Jersey has the support to keep it in the blue. And as we get into the second PI, Merc's going to be the first one to break, finds a big break there on the burst. But Project Will still has the combo, even though the combo lead is now on SoCal's side.
Yeah, but this score lead is still on a knife's edge here, even though that score lead is an advantage of SoCal, but there goes that Hygeo and a Project Will miss, though. They're trading it out, but now more so in the advantage of SoCal to get this point towards there, and maybe, I don't know if SoCal is going to give up on these combos. This is all eyes on Yoshi Lover once again for the side of New Jersey if they want to get this breakpoint of their own and that opportunity for a bracket reset. But right now, this is a job that is needed for Yoshi Lover to bring it forth for a hard job more than ever with this combo that Zefkiel is holding on, with this combo that Crickhard is holding on, with this map approaching its end, but not soon enough, as the 65k score difference is still in the favor of SoCal.
This is a disgusting score from Zefkiel and Yoshi, but there is a big difference. With Crickhard with an 800 combo, this lead is going to keep going for SoCal. And I don't think there's going to be enough that Yoshi can do right now. It's all up to Crickhard and Zef to actually break, but we do find a break from Zef. But at the same time, is this going to be enough? We need to see Nerves of Steel from Yoshi, but is it going to... I don't know. I don't think there's going to be enough time.
I mean, all it takes a break from Crickhard here at the end. The nerves falling through. But there goes Yoshi Lover. Unless that was a Bancho break, that's going to call it. Held on for so long, but Crickhard is going to be coming back in the second half with this combo. And no, that break makes it real. Even if Crickhard breaks, it's going to slip away from New Jersey. The combos were there, but SoCal will be able to close out their final pick, and New Jersey now, the fate of 5USC now lies in New Jersey's hands here. SoCal on tournament point 7-6 here.
Oh man, if this was best of 13, SoCal would have won that already. But no, this is best of 15. With the admins of 5USC giving us more Osu on this tournament here, giving these players more experience than ever to reach more further heights than they have ever seen before here. And, getting that critical experience necessary for even future tournaments if they want to really, really try harder on, especially in their future tournament careers. But yeah. New Jersey, all pressure on them to win out their point, but all pressure on SoCal to finish it off here right now. But at the moment, New Jersey, there are still some picks that I think could be in their favor. That Force Mod 1 could be in the horizon for them.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's New Jersey's task to actually go see what they can pick now. No Mod 3 is still on the table. DT1, Force Mod 1, and Force Mod 3. And I feel like knowing these players, there is a big preference for that Force Mod 3, but no, they're actually gonna be picking this Force Mod 1. I'm actually pretty surprised. I know Yoshi did well on it, but I'm surprised that they actually went for this. And of course they go for a song named Dreamcatcher. How lovely.
What? Yeah, I mean, what a lovely what an emotional last pick as a song. This map, it on the surface looks quite easy, but once you add the mods, right? Hidden, hard rock, or even easy like we saw with Steven, this map the difficulty of this map really shows itself, right? That low BPM aim, that low BPM flow and consistency really doesn't hit you until you're right in there in the match, and you have to aim cross-screen jumps while at the most nervous point in your life. And I cannot imagine the nerves that both of these teams are facing. So to talk about the actual rosters, New Jersey, I think they're going to be sticking with Yoshi Lover for sure on that hidden. I assume they're going to put Merc on as the Hard Rock player. Merc has shown to be a Hard Rock comfort player over these past, in general. And that last player looks like it's going to be Project Will. Meanwhile, for SoCal, it's going to be Crickhard, Zefkiel, and JKD. JKD probably going to be going hidden Hard Rock in order to fill their 3. This is a scary situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with Project Will kind of rarely coming in for this match in particular. Now on New Jersey's last pick, more pressure than ever for New Jersey to close it out here just to get to that tiebreaker opportunity. You can just kind of call back to that OWC 2023 Grands DT2 where Rising just came in for the first time for Germany and just was so nervous to really get that DT2 towards them. But I'm just hoping here for Project Will to really bring it forth, to really bring forth that consistency that Merc has displayed for New Jersey. And now maybe for that consistency of Merc to really go on Project Will here.
Yeah, exactly. Like what you were talking about. I think New Jersey has this there were 5 players who stayed from last year, but the only new addition is actually Project Will, and the fact that he has the opportunity to actually bring New Jersey the tiebreaker against the Giants of SoCal is just absolute cinema. And like what we said earlier, we're gonna be seeing JK with a hidden Hard Rock, double hiddens on both Crickhard and Zepkiel. In the meanwhile, we also see the double hiddens on Yoshi and Will. But this map is complete nails, bro.
This map is...
Laren, you gotta mute.
Yeah, please. Alright. Okay, I think we've got that sorted out, but New Jersey's gonna be finding the double break, and that doesn't...
Oh.
Yo! Yo! Larry?
Dude.
Larry?
Did you know?
Dude, this is for this man. Oh my.
Okay, well, they can see you speaking, but anyways, come back to the map. But Project Will gonna be the one to break. Merc finding the break on the Hard Rock. This map is incredibly hard on the hard rock. But as we come to the first really big, or the middle section, this is where it's all gonna matter. The combos on Zefkio and Crickhard. Zefkio is going to fall. Crickhard now the only FC on SoCal. 5 years playing for SoCal here. He has the chance to bring it back, but there's recoveries on New Jersey here. Merc and Project Will, they're behind Yoshi Lover. And as we get into the second half of this chorus, it's a double break, but it's traded on the wrong side. Crickhard going to break, but it's only Merc to break. The time is there. Yoshi Lover has to hold through this breakdown. And Yoshi Lover, it is your time to take this stage. It is your time to hold the combo. Project Will dare to support him, more than doing enough to combat Zefkio and J. Katie. And Yoshi Lover is going to be the one to bring this lead over for New Jersey. He is going to be silencing the critics. And
but
guys,
you need Yoshi Lover to hold on much more longer. Those recoveries are coming in from the set of SoCal, and even though you do have the supporting combo of Project Will, you need that combo of Yoshi Lover to continue to hold on dear to life for the set of New Jersey here because of those recoveries of SoCal. If we see more misses of SoCal, this is just going to be a definitive point for New Jersey, but I don't think that really matters now because of this 160k score that is coming in. Katie missing now. It's just all eyes on Yoshi Lover as this map continues its last hour, as this match continues, as this last hour. Project Will missing, Crickhard missing, Zefkio missing. Yoshi Lover will be the one to allow New Jersey to go to tiebreaker against the second seed of Southern California.
And while he does find a break, I think it's gonna be enough, more than enough. The one and only, the seasoned vet. This guy has like 7+ badges, and the fact that he's able to go do this in and out every single time just shows how much of a clutch player he is. And we're gonna be going to TB.
and the dreams of New Jersey are caught. Yoshi Lover standing tall, almost pulling out that FC. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Distorted Love Song. It's time for T-Pazolite. We have finally come to tiebreaker. New Jersey versus SoCal going down in this first set to the very end here. And this map is not going to let up at all, guys. Let's talk about that for just a moment.
I mean, this is just a mechanics map of your own here, you know, with the nerves on an all-time high. And, you know, with what we've seen throughout this match here, the mechanics has always been actually in that New Jersey favor. If this was more of that tech elements that come in, you maybe could have argued that this could be in the SoCal favor as well because of the density that they've consistently won with that easy and a DT4 and a DT2 and a hidden 2. But it was just really contestable between these two teams. And right now, on this particular tiebreaker, I'm not even sure who's going to win it out.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think a big standout for New Jersey is going to be Lil Nebula about this, and I believe Lil Nebula and Selby due to the mechanics, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be also having Merc while on the side of the SoCal. It's probably gonna be, it definitely is gonna be Hydro, someone who has just been an amazing performer on their roster, and I'm not surprised if I see Crickhard and Choke as well to play this TB. I believe the song is incorrect, if I remember correctly. This is not Distorted Love Song, but
yeah, this is definitely not.
But I really am excited to go see how
can we
these
please make sure
rosters
we
are
have the
gonna
map?
I think the interesting part as well is that I also think that TB, with how long it is, it's gonna be 7 minutes, so maybe one miss might not be a big significant issue, but when that miss is turned into breaking at the 25% mark, that 50% mark really limits the scores that you can go get. So really depends on how much you can actually hold your nerves, especially in a grand finals like this. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I'm This is going to be an exciting one to watch. Man, New Jersey A has been in the rafters for so many years. They have been, nearly all of these players on their roster have clawed their way up from the minor league to become the beasts that they are today. And they are one map away from getting that second breath, that second chance of life in the grand finals. Oh my god, do we not have them? Are you kidding me?
I think we just have to
Are you
restart the
kidding
client.
me? Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. Don't do. I swear to Laren.
You're good. You're good.
It's fine.
Chill.
Feel we're back.
We'll be able
Okay.
to get the.
Okay,
We're
okay.
gonna be able to see the map.
Emergency averted, guys. Okay. Okay. It's all good, guys. It's all good. Oh. All right. Let's. All right. While we fix the audio here on this TV here, the mechanics choke. Everyone on SoCal holding just fine. Choke's gonna be the first one to find the miss, but Little Nebula drops that last FC. It's 2 FCs on Hygio and Cat Food now as we get in this first break here, but there is still nearly 5.5 more minutes to go.
I mean, you're already seeing those. I think FCs that are coming in. That S ranks of Cat Food and Hygio right there, still holding on for the side of SoCal. This map is still 7 minutes long, so these big combos of Cat Food and Hygio might not matter until maybe that halfway point. But those earlier misses of New Jersey is just gonna be really scary for them right here.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, this is not looking really too good for New Jersey to start. That they definitely not something that they really want to go see. And with 2 FCs from Cat Food and Hygio, so looking a little bit rough.
Yeah, looking just a little bit rough, but there's Cat Food. That's the second one down for SoCal here. So now it's again down to that star player for SoCal. What can Hygio do here to bringing this forward? Choke is there with the recovery, not anymore, and now this lead can start coming back over to New Jersey. But and they keeps going forward. A big miss comes in from Choke here. This map just gets faster and faster.
Yeah, I mean, with the elements of this just being a mechanics map, you have more opportunities for all of your players in this tournament, in this matchup here, to recover much more easy. It's just Hygio now because of the simple factor
my God, he
of a
found a
map here, but
break.
that's just a big miss on the Hygio side. There's no combos to really comment about here on the side of SoCal A. Now those two recoveries of Celebi and Merc are just going to matter much more here, but they just have to keep on continue holding on to get that score lead towards their side.
What did he miss on? What did Little Nebula miss on?
Don't know, but hey, he's not the one with the combo. He's already found his break. So that's his first half done. Hygio and Cat Food with the double break. That's going to bring it over Celebi and Merc with this combo. Just Celebi now. Choke trying his best with the recovery, but he's been struggling with the accuracy and the combo. So now it's going to be what happens here at the halfway point. You get another slowdown. Nerves. Buckle up.
Nerves at an all-time high. Celebi, I'm sure they are acutely aware of the combo hold that they are holding right now. I mean, is there so small recoveries of SoCal that are still there, Choke with their highest recovery ever, but it's just all eyes on Celebi to get this score lead towards their side. That halfway point is already passed here, and they will have the opportunity to get a score much more higher than 500k. But that miss of Celebi might really be affecting them, as that recovery of SoCal is coming in right now. But actually, it's just Hygio matching up with that Little Nebula recovery right here, so it's still going to be very much in the favor of New Jersey.
Yeah, and like what you said, there have been just multiple breaks on both Cat Food and Choke. And with Hygio having a 500 combo, you think that it'll be enough, but no. There's a 600 combo and 500 combo from Merc and Nebula. And so what can SoCal do? It's still a 50k lead, so it definitely is possible, but the Choke missing like that, is it gonna be enough for SoCal to actually bring this back?
I mean, it's only 60k. There is time, but time is going to be running out pretty fast here. Merc breaking does give them a shot, though. The window is open. Celebi needs everyone on New Jersey to break, and Hygio will have to hold, but if Hygio misses, this tiebreaker might as well be done. Hygio, can you do it? Can you clutch out the victory for New Jersey? Or will it be New Jersey to bring us to bracket reset here?
Oh, he does find a
and there's Hygio, the star for SoCal Falls. He is not going to be able to hold it, but Little Nebula also finds a miss. And it's, again, these 1v1s coming in to the very end. I think it's Choke
still
finding the
doable.
break. Everyone on
no,
SoCal
the
finds the
triple
break.
break.
The triple break. Celebi holding it. She's going to be the hero here. She's going to be the one to do it. And Southern California will falter. They are human. Celebi doing doing the work. 1500 combo. She is going to be the one into this slowdown. No nerves. No... no, chill. And New Jersey is going to make it to bracket reset.
Yeah, nothing that SoCal can do in the face of the 700 combo that Celebi is displaying here, in the face of a recovery that is very much needed here, in the face of a player that New Jersey needed to get that score difference towards their side because of those misses that SoCal displayed here. It is now all eyes on Celebi to make it forward for their team, for New Jersey, for East Coast, to get another chance at the winners here for 5USC.
Doubters, be silenced, because Celebi just ruled over everyone. Even despite Hygio getting 500k, it just wasn't enough. And the fact that New Jersey looked so consistent just on this TB itself just shows how good they are, and the fact that they're going to be bringing this to bracket reset tomorrow just shows how much heart they have, the amount of resilience that they have as well. And I think with the way that they've been playing, I think we're going to see an amazing match tomorrow as well.
Jersey, they will get to hold out. They will be able to take revenge from the semifinals, and as you said, they are going to be the ones to bring it to bracket reset. Set game 2 going to be tomorrow, Sunday at 20 UTC. And this one is going to be for all the marbles. But for now, New Jersey can take a sigh, a breath of fresh air, knowing that they have been given second life in this bracket. Congratulations to Yoshi Lover, Little Nebula, Merc, Keffin, Celebi, and Project Will for bringing us to bracket reset, the second, I believe, bracket reset in Major League history, only after Georgia's miraculous comeback last year. But they have another shot, and if they can get this, they will be, I believe, the first state to ever come back from the losers bracket to take the gold. Any last words from you guys before we take this off for tonight?
Nothing for me, man. I'm just really impressed with the roster that this roster has displayed here, being very much more consistent than I think people didn't expect, especially against the New York roster in that losers grinds. I thought it would be much more closer because of New York kind of faltering on their consistency. But man, New Jersey, they have been impressing me throughout this tournament.
Yeah, no, same here. I think a lot of people have been writing off New Jersey. They know that they can possibly be in top 3. But the fact that they were able to bring SoCal all the way to TB, and the fact that they had the nerve control to actually stop them and be able to actually bring this a bracket reset is something that a lot of people didn't think can actually happen. I feel the power of friendship. A lot of these guys like Kevin, Celebi, Little Nebula, Merc, Project Will, and Yoshi especially, I think the fact that they were able to really show the best that they did today shows what they can go do for tomorrow. And I mean, it all just depends. If they can show the same performance that they did today, they might be able to go win the entire thing. But at the same time, I think SoCal showed such great grit as well. I think Hygio played out of his mind today either way, despite losing. And the supporting combos were from someone like Choke, someone like Zefkill as well. It just showed like they can definitely bring this back. So it's going to be still a pretty big toss-up for tomorrow, but I think the fact that New Jersey has some sort of evidence that they can beat this Goliath of SoCal, it will give them some confidence. So I'm just really, really proud of these guys.
Yeah, this is I think a result, or this is, a result that is a long time coming for a lot of the players here. They've been waiting for their shot for so many years, and it's, we are one match away from crowning a new state atop that podium. But I think for now that will be it for us. Thank you guys for coming along. Thank you to Laren for the stream. Thank you to Justin and Valine for casting alongside me tonight. And make sure not only are you there for tomorrow at 20 UTC to watch this bracket reset, but that you stay tuned for the minor league as well. The minor league still has their grand finals going on as well. And while there aren't times for that, or there aren't times for those matches just yet, and while the only match this week for that bracket will be SoCal B versus Texas B on Tuesday at 1 UTC, do make sure that you stay tuned for those grand finals as well, because they will be an absolute rocket. But for now, I think that's just about it from everyone in the booth. Any last words, guys, for real this time?
Nope.
Nope, I should be good. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who watched this. There's about 187 viewers, so thank you so much. And we really hope. Damn, that's holy shit. That's so many.
Okay, now it's 180.
Oh my god. But we really do appreciate a lot of you guys viewing this. It really means a lot. And again, tune in to both the minor league and the bracket reset tomorrow as well at Sunday 20 UTC.
Yeah, we got some show matches as well tomorrow, 2 of them I think, so keep your eyes posted, keep your eyes peeled for an announcement on when exactly those are, because that should get sorted after this match. Thank you guys for watching again. See you guys.